In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 bands or artists that I discovered in 2025. Come in and have a look. Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hoping a great morning this morning. It is Sunday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. This year's slowly closing, actually quickly closing. We're already at Sunday. Hard to believe Christmas was a few days ago. But 2025 has been an excellent year for music. It may have been a rough year in other ways, especially for me personally, for others personally as well. Not to say my tragedy is any better than anyone else's, but it's been a rough year personally, but as far as music goes, it's been an excellent year. New releases, reissues, 2 amazing record store days, even great used vinyl. I mean, my shelves are full, but I'll probably continue to fill them. I always love discovering new bands that are new to me, perhaps not new to anyone else, or that they've been around for a ton of time. But new discoveries are also so good. Sometimes they're blind buys, and you're so happy with the blind buys. I've, touch wood, haven't hit a dud, which is good. I've had some disappointments with current bands or existing bands that I have. Some of their albums aren't the greatest, but as far as finding new stuff, I've been pretty consistent so far, especially with a band, or an artist like this one. This is Mark Deutrom and the album Bluebird. An amazing album. If you don't know him, he's a singer, songwriter, musician, obviously producer, best known for the guitarist for the punk rock band Crown Alley in the 80s, and he was also the bassist for Melvins from 93 to 98. This is the 2019 release. Full of greatness. It really is. There's the cool looking CD. I love the melodies on here, the space, the volume of the album. Each track flows nicely together. Some heavy tracks like The Happiness Machine. You got this dreamy track called Somnambulist. Kind of a darker track called They Have Won. It's a really, really good album. And the hype sticker says, recommended if you like Dinosaur Jr. Oh, I should have shown that, but I think I got those last year. I do have a Dinosaur Jr. album. Melvins and Clutch. Stoner rock at its best. Yeah, this is really good. Really, really good. I really like this one, for sure. Then I have a supergroup. Black Country Communion. Formed in 2009. Supergroup consisting of vocalist and bassist Glenn Hughes, of course, English musician, played bass and performed vocals for big bands like Trapeze, the Mark III and IV versions of Deep Purple. He briefly fronted Black Sabbath in the 80s. Remarkable musician. Then you've got guitarist and second vocalist Joe Bonamassa, who at age 12 backed up B.B. King. Amazing at age 12. 15 solo albums. Mainly a blues, rock kind of guy, but still an amazing guitarist. You got drummer Jason Bonham, of course, the son of John Bonham. He's performed with Led Zeppelin. He's also led a group called Bonham in the 80s and 90s. Amazing drummer. You got keyboardist Derek Sherinian, who toured with Alice Cooper, Billy Idol, Joe Bonamassa. He was also part of Dream Theater in the 90s. He formed Planet X on his own, and he's one of the founding members of this band here. An amazing bunch of guys. There's some cool photos in here of them. This is a album called Glenn Hughes, Joe Bonamassa. Jason Bonham and Derek Sherinian. They're not very inventive on their song titles. This is V. Great blues rock album, released 2024. I love the chemistry of the band. I love how these four talented musicians blend classic rock and kind of make it current with everything else going on. It's fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. How about Chrome Dipped by the band Civic? It's the third album by the Australian rock and punk rock band Civic, 2025 release. The band was formed in 2017 in Melbourne, Australia. Amazing mixture of punk and post-punk sounds. It's a fun rockin' album. They kind of bend the rules. They just kind of do what they want. They don't want to really impress anyone. But you got Jim McCall on vocals, Lewis Hodgson on guitars and acoustic guitars and vocals, Roland Lavka on bass, and L.A. Svithpit, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, on drums. But really good album. Really impressed by this one. A great find. Another fantastic find is, it's a long title, Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. American band from Birmingham, Alabama, formed in 2004. You got some great southern metal going on, some southern rock, hard rock. They blend them all together. Sound really good. You've got Dallas Taylor on lead vocals, banjo, acoustic guitar, Chad Huff on lead guitar, Jake Duncan on rhythm guitar, Kelly Scott Nunn on rhythm guitar, and Roland Havlin on bass, and Matt Clark on drums. I found two of their albums. They aren't big on album titles, except the band's name. They use Roman numerals for most of their albums. So this is 3. I love the cover of that. Third studio album, released 2009. You got some great singles on this one. Just a Shock, Step It Up, I'm On It, Harvest Moon Hangin'. Really good stuff. Then you've got 4, or IV, or 4. The fourth album by the band, 2011 release. The first single from the album was In Dead We Dream. And then they released also another single, Open Your Eyes, through their website. I like their sound. They blend all their music so well together. I don't know which one I like better, but weird album. Weird album cover. I'm not sure what they're doing with those hooded people. I don't know. I don't want to ask. Another great band I discovered is Coheed and Cambria, American progressive rock band from New York. Formed in 95. You got Claudio Sanchez on vocals and guitar and keyboards, Travis Stever on guitars and vocals, Josh Edbert on drums and keyboards, Zach Cooper on bass. Their music is progressive rock, pop, heavy metal. Again, another band that just blends everything so well together. I have all their albums except for 2015's The Color of the Sun, which I don't have yet, are concept albums. They're based on a science fiction storyline called The Armory Wars, a series written by lead singer Claudio Sanchez. It's also been put into a comic book as well as a full-length novel, which is kind of cool. 11 studio albums that these guys have released, 3 live albums, several special edition releases. 6 of their albums are released, has reached top 10. I only have 3 of them, but I'm glad I found these guys. This is In Keeping Secrets, The Silent Earth, number 3. It's a second album by the band, 2003 release. It's the second installment of a tetralogy. Is that a three or four? Some, I'm not sure what it is. It's an ongoing saga of the key work in the Armory Wars. It's also part of a graphic novel series. You got some great singles off of this one. A Favor House Atlantic, Blood Red Summer, and Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth #3. Amazing stuff. You also have this live EP. It's performances at the La Zona Rosa in Austin, Texas on March 4th, 2008. You've got Devlin, Jersey City, Delirium Trigger, The Crowning, Blood Red Summer, Everything Evil except extended jam version. 10 minutes and 17 seconds long. Fantastic stuff. And then Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4, Volume 1, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. That's a hell of a title. It's the third album and the third installment of the tetralogy, released 2005. Again, part of that graphic novel that was written. You got 3 singles off of this one: Welcome Home, The Suffering, 10 Speed, Of God's Blood and Burial. That was also, it was only released on video, that with that track there, never to radio, but great stuff. This was a nice little gem. This is a nice find. I was really surprised by this one. I kind of hesitated in getting it, but I'm glad I did. This is Bright City by Miller Anderson, 1971, originally released. This is a remastered version because it's got some bonus tracks on it and everything. He came from the Keith Hartley band. So this is basically a blues rock, some folk rock on here. I think Bright City is his only solo album. Much of the album is ramped up folk and rock and singer-songwriter tunes. Think of aggressive Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young cuts, but again more aggressive. It's got some Crazy Horse vibes going on in here. Excellent songwriting. Decent voice for Miller Anderson. It rocks in a folky way. There's electric guitars on here, simple grooves. The acoustic numbers are really good. You got Broken Morning, a great track with some really nice female backups on here. Shadows, Cross My Wall, really good folk rock tune with flutes, done by Soft Machine's Lynn Dobson, and also some Congo on here. So it's a great mixture of some great tracks. It's a really good album. This was a surprise as well. Mainly kind of a blind buy, simply from the title, the cover. It looked kind of interesting. So this is Built to Spill, and the album Perfect From Now On. They're an American indie rock band, alternative rock band, power pop band from Boise, Idaho, formed in '92. You got the main player and lead vocalist and guitarist Doug Marsh. He's the only permanent member. They've released 9 albums since the band began, and he wanted to feature a different band every time he put out an album, which was kind of a difficult thing. So he finally settled on a permanent lineup over the decades. They've had great critical acclaim throughout their career. This is Perfect From Now On, their third album. It's full of experimentation, longer than normal songs, some philosophical lyrics on here. Comes in around 54 minutes, but you don't realize you've been sitting there for almost an hour listening to this thing. It's amazing. Apparently the album was recorded 3 times before it was released. The first time, Doug Marsh attempted to play all the instruments except for drums. He didn't like the results, so he brought in bassist Brett Nelson and drummer Scott Plouffe and re-recorded the album again. And then these tapes were destroyed by heat when he was driving to Seattle to Boise to record some overdubs. So they had to rehearse and re-record the album for a third time. So kind of third time is a charm on this one. But really great album. Really great album. An interesting name for a band. Really interesting name. Kind of an odd name. Because when you hear this one, you kind of think it's not a great name. But it's the band Cold. Again, an odd name for a band because you think of sickness and everything else when you hear this one. But maybe because of their musical style, they're kind of a post-grunge, alternative metal, alternative rock band from Florida. They had a fairly big single called Stupid Girl out there. I've got 3 of their albums. This is 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage, the second album by the band, released September 12, 2000. You got 4 singles off this one. Just Got Wicked, End of the World, No One, and Bleed. It kind of gave them some commercial success, and the album went gold. So it landed them in the kind of the mainstream rock scene, which is kind of cool. And then you have Year of the Spider, the third album by the band, released in 2003 on Geffen. Again, another commercial successful album. Debuted at number 3 in the Billboard charts. Stupid Girl was the big single off of this album for sure. And then you've got A Different Kind of Pain. Kind of a departure from the other 2 albums. 2005 release. It's got singles Happens All the Time, A Different Kind of Pain, the title track. It would be the last album that they would put out because they broke up and didn't come back again until 2009, I think it was, that they came back, if I'm not mistaken. But it wasn't the greatest time for Cold. They were on a new label. They didn't do all that well on that label. They had a lot of lineup changes. They didn't have much commercial success. Scooter Ward's the lead singer. His sister was going through some cancer. He had a fallout in his relationship with his fiancée. So as a result, this is more melodic, less aggressive than the other 2 albums I just explained to you. But overall, still a good album. Still a good album. This band I really dig so much. I've got a bunch of their albums, but it's The Creation. English band from Chestnut, England, formed way back in '66. Known for some of their best songs, Making Time, which is the first rock song to feature a guitar playing bow. And Painter Man was another big single for these guys. Big in Germany, big all over the world, basically. Making Time was used in the film Rushmore. And their music is a combination of freak beat, psychedelic rock, and garage rock. I like this band so much. I currently have 6 of their albums. You've got 1982's How Does It Feel? To Feel. Sorry for the glare. Then you have Painter Man. Painter Man is 1994 release. Then you have Power Surge, 1996 release. 98's The Complete Collection, Volume 1, Making Time. And then you have Our Music is Red with Purple Flashes, 1998. And then you got the 2004's The Great Lost Creation album. If you don't know The Creation, definitely check these guys out. Fantastic stuff. I was in my used record store, I think close to the, springish, I guess, and was asking the guy that works there, his name is Mike, he helps me out a lot with a lot of the music there, and he said, oh, you should check out this band, because I was looking for some new kind of music. So he passed me this one, the Melvins, or sorry, not the Melvins, Melvins, and the album Houdini, and I was blown away. I was truly blown away. Great American band, formed in '83 from Washington. You got some grunge and some sludge and some stoner music going on here. Mainly a power trio. They have performed as a quartet with 2 drummers, 2 bassists. But you got the mainstay of Buzz Osborne on vocals and guitar on here, and drummer Dale Crover, 2 of the consistent members of the band. But it's a fantastic album. 1993 release, their 5th studio album. They got a cover of the Kiss song "Going Blind" on here. You got Hooch, you got Lizzie, Honey Bucket, all released as singles. Night Goat as a partially re-recorded song. The band releases a single in 1992. Nirvana's Kurt Cobain is co-producing on this one. He plays guitar on the songs Sky Pup, and percussion on the song Spread Eagle Beagle. But fantastic stuff. From there, I would go on to pick up, and I want to get Houdini on vinyl one day, but I've added since then. This is Hostile Ambient Takeover, another amazing album. The 14th album by Melvins, 2002 release. This is not a 2002, this is a remastered version. Each song, apparently when it was released on a 7-inch single, which was kind of cool by the band. Then you got Tres Combrones, I think that's how you do that. The 19th album by the band, 2013 release. Features the original drummer Mike Dillard, with current drummer Dale Grover playing bass. And also the first official album to feature Mike Dillard as his only. Previous stuff was on some archival stuff from the band. But the album title translates into 3 Bastards in Spanish. This is on beautiful blue vinyl. Speaking of Dale Grover, I picked this one up in the summertime in Coburg at Zap Records. This is Dale Grover, Melvins. Kind of a takeoff on the Kiss solo albums. It's considered to be one of the best LPs that the Melvins released. And again, their little tribute parody to Kiss. There's only some great tracks on here. X-Me, Dead Wipe, Respite, and Herder. Only 4 tracks on here, but it's so good. So good. And this was in mint condition when I got it. Yeah. Then you have Bad Moon Rising. Another great album. The 26th album, 2022 release. Amazing stuff. And finally, The Bulls and the Bees. This is an EP. It also has a 7-inch single on it as well. Yeah. You got neoclassical and dark ambient style music on here. Also, the rockin' style of Melvins. All blended together into amazing album. No, that's not a single. Sorry, it's a book. I thought it was a 7-inch single. I apologize. It's not that. It's a book. Yes. It's a book. Why did I think it was a single? Cool stuff. Cool stuff. I don't think it's on colored vinyl. I don't know. It's been a moment since I've listened to this one. This is a double album. It is on colored vinyl. It's a yellow colored vinyl. So there you have it, guys. There's 10 albums, 10 bands, also solo artists that I discovered this year. Put in your comments below the bands and the artists that you've discovered this year. But I think these are some great, amazing artists, and I'm really happy to have them in my collection. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk again soon. Bye now.